On the day my girlfriend committed suicide and left the world, I said I wanted to leave too. At that time, the whole house was having dinner, and I was stunned for a moment. The second brother was the first to laugh. Look, the third sister is still dreaming that she is a time traveler. My mother glared at me angrily. Have you been tempered recently because of your sister, and ran. I was silent. Only Shui Isu knew that I was serious. He lowered his voice and said lazily. The eldest princess is bright, independent and strategic, and has a wealthy family in modern times. What do you have? Leave here and continue to be an orphan. He carefully helped me peel the shrimp. Jingma, be good. What do you want to refuse and welcome? It's stupid, don't learn. I slowly finished the rice in the bowl and smiled. Yes, I really didn't have anything, but the strategy was successful, and I got a bonus of 10 million. It is not difficult to find a new home. 1. When the news of my girlfriend's suicide came out, I was kneeling in the ancestral hall for a day and a night. When I got up, I felt like I was in a trance. When the personal maid Xiaodao came over to help me, her eyes were red with anger. If it weren't for the cousins messing around, how could you fall into the water on a cold day? But fortunately, Prince Shui saved you. She was a little dejected, but the slave can't figure it out. The prince clearly saw it. Why don't he help you defend it? I was stunned. Shui Isu's faint look seemed to appear in front of him. Jingma, she was originally sent to the fence. If she was punished on the spot, I am afraid it will be difficult to pass that hurdle. The little maid was still complaining endlessly. I didn't hear anything. 32 heavy drums came from the imperial city. There was a thin pain in my heart. I shook my head and shed tears. Xiaodao, I just heard it. I heard the eldest princess. Her voice became quieter. The eldest princess died, and the prince vomited blood on the spot, and he hasn't woken up yet. Your Majesty was angry and stripped him of his mansion on the grounds of favoring his concubine, and destroying his wife, and demoted him to a 5th-rank lieutenant general. Seeing my bad face, Xiaodao comforted her. Don't worry, miss, the eldest princess is a strange woman who has crossed over, peerless in style, and she walks vigorously. The people of the city are lighting lamps for her, and she will be fine. Thinking of that proud and straightforward woman, who never suffers a little loss. I muttered, that's good. After going back to the house to freshen up, I hurried to the princess's mansion. The carriage in the house was all borrowed by Su Anren, and he went out of the city with his second brother. The eldest brother was leaning on the corridor reading a book. Seeing me stunned, he said softly. Jingma, does your knee still hurt? Big brother, there is white jade paste here. Contrary to his indifferent business that day. He smiled and touched my head. This matter, admit your mistake, just have a good memory, it's all my daughter's family, don't think too much. I lowered my eyes, Squeeze the ointment in your hand tightly and walk to the corner. I threw it away gently. Without a carriage, I was walking down the street. I met Shui Isu on the way. He lazily lifted the curtain and saw that it was me. A pair of peach blossom eyes shine brightly. Jingma, let me see you off. I was about to refuse, but he picked me up and turned around in mid-air. I was so scared that I held him tightly. What are you polite to me? Let's go, just on the way. He always understood what I was thinking. The carriage quickly stopped at the princess's mansion. The eldest princess's body has not yet been placed in the coffin. The rumored cold and indifferent prince sat next to her, drunk. A girl in pink knelt aside holding the child in her arms. Husband, it's all my fault, I angered the princess, I shouldn't have left this child. Get out. Let's go. He was interrupted by the man with low air pressure, and his eyes were full of cold anger. If it weren't for you, she wouldn't have left. Everyone in the house fell to their knees in fright. Prince Shui sat lazily beside him. Okay, it's not promising, it's just a time-traveling woman, what sincerity do you have for you? She's destined to leave, and you can stop your loss in time. I paused and didn't look at him. Bai Yujin lay quietly on the couch. Even when he left, he wore a flamboyant red dress. His lips curled up, and the corners of his eyes wiped rouge, as if he was laughing and disdainful. I envy her courage to take a desperate gamble, and I envy her relaxed freedom to move with her heart. The rain fell densely at some point. I felt a little lonely all of a sudden. 2. After returning home, it was already late. The relationship between the prince's mansion and the Shangshu mansion has always been good, and he and I grew up as childhood sweethearts. Shui Isu stayed for dinner. On the other side, Su Anren was excitedly telling his eldest brother about today's interesting story. She gestured. The second brother dug out the bird's nest today, and was actually frightened by a grasshopper and fell down. Fortunately, I was quick and caught him. How about it? It's amazing. The second brother Su Xing slapped the table and blushed. Su Anren, why did you say it? The eldest brother Su Zhong's face was not very good looking, and he checked her up and down with a cold face. After confirming that everything was fine, a book was knocked on the second brother's head. How do you take care of Anran? Su Xing covered his head and shouted injustice, please. How dare I? In the end, I was under her. Su Anren giggled on the side. A few people are happy. I lowered my eyes. Although Su Anren lived in our house, he often followed me to call his brother and parents. I was silent at the time, and she took my hand with a smile. Sister, aren't we good sisters? Yours is mine, and mine is yours, okay. When I was in a daze. Shui Su pushed open the door and smiled casually while shaking his fan. Oh, isn't Sister Anran afraid of grasshoppers? He swept his eyes over me. A certain coward is most afraid of these bugs. Su Anren looked happy and smashed his fist in his chest. Of course, I'm not an ordinary squeamish and old-fashioned lady. Shui Su raised his eyebrows and lazily pushed her away. Okay, can you look a little like a woman? Oh, a bit like a woman. She deliberately lengthened her voice. Big brother interrupted. There are guests coming, let's eat first. At the table, the second brother talked about the eldest princess committing suicide and leaving the world. TSK sighed and published his long speech. At this time, my mother and father were scrambling to fill Su Anren with the first bowl of rice. I lowered my head and picked up a green vegetable and suddenly spoke. I want to leave too. The atmosphere suddenly froze. For the first time, everyone's eyes gathered on me in the corner. Then came the second brother Su Xing's laughter. No, third sister, are you stupid in your studies? You also want to get out of the world. Are you one of those clever time travelers? He covered his stomach with a smile. I know the eldest princess can make wine and soap. Why haven't I heard that the third sister can do it too? I was faint and expressionless. Because I was an orphan since I was a child, I had no money to study. Compared with Bai Yujin, who studied abroad and was the proud daughter of heaven, I did live a plain life. 10 years ago, my best friend Bai Yu came to me excitedly. Jingma, a system called me recently came up, do you want to go with me? She convinced me in just one sentence, you have both parents there, and your two brothers spoil you like jewels. You can study from an early age and have a full childhood. Well, I heard that your fiancé is also very handsome. I put down the cold takeaway. Okay, I promise you. Seeing that I kept my head down and didn't speak. The mother softened her voice, tears flashing in her eyes. Is it because of Enran? It's all my fault, but Enran really looks too much like your sister who died early, and my heart hurts every time I see it. Don't lose your temper, okay? I close my eyes. This is the reason again. Seeing that my mother was crying, my father's face sank. Okay, Jingma, you have always known how to be measured. The eldest princess passed away. What are you doing to make fun? Su Anren looked at me a few more times and muttered. The third lady wants our whole family to regret it. But I don't have any ability. Do you really think leaving will have any impact? The eldest brother scolded her lightly. You should also read more books, don't talk nonsense. Su Anren stuck out his tongue. I have a champion brother, do you still need me to endure hardship? Everyone passed the incident as if nothing had happened. I picked up the rice slowly. No more words were spoken. 3. In the end, only me and Shui Su were left on the table. I ate very slowly and couldn't swallow it today. It turns out that they have never believed it. It turns out that I mustered up the courage to open my heart at the beginning. It turned out that he was a little coquettish at the beginning. Let me tell you a secret, I am a time traveler. If you treat me badly, I will leave and never see you again. None of them took it seriously. There was a little sour in his eyes. Shui Isu peeled the shrimp for me slowly. He knows I'm serious, but he doesn't care. Your best friend is independent and intelligent, and she is a young lady in modern times, but what do you have? He carefully wiped the rice from the corners of my mouth. Be good, don't learn everything, it's stupid. Go to bed early. When the female official is promoted, I will take you to the horse hunting tomorrow to celebrate. Shui Isu's tone was gentle. The lips were gently close to my ear, avoided by me. He was not annoyed and smiled and patted the corner of his clothes. You should look forward to next month. I raised my eyes. He smiled and said, next month, I will marry you. He's gone. I was lying on the couch when a clear female voice suddenly sounded. Jingma, why is your face not very good? Suddenly getting up, a transparent screen suddenly appeared in front of him. It's white jade. It's okay. She was lying on a 10-meter bed at home, eating potato chips. With a smirk, Jingma, did you go to the princess's mansion today? I nodded. Does the dogman regret his death? Humph, the hard days waiting for him are still ahead. That concubine's child has long been poisoned by me, and I have hidden the garrison map in the dogman's box. She smiled and stomped her feet, and the old woman from the general's mansion. Humph, Miss Ben won't accompany me. You still want to tie me up with a child, I don't care at all. Sleep for me for a few years and make a steady profit. Bai raised his head proudly. I echoed her with a smile. Yes, they must regret dying without you. She stuck out her tongue, you deserve it. Bai Yujin set his sights on me. What about you? Your strategy points are almost full, right? But you should stay, right? Before I could speak, she let out a long sigh. Alas, to be honest, your identity is very good, your family is pampered, your fiancé is a childhood sweetheart, and your surroundings are clean. Unlike mine, the emperor's brother is suspicious, and my husband has taken a few concubines. She smiled and looked at me. Jingma, you are really blessed. Well, I guess you chose the latter in this family with 10 million. And Shui Isu loves you so much. Okay, can I still come to see you when you get married? I suddenly raised my voice. I don't want to stay. She stopped her mouth and her eyes widened. Huh? Jingma, are you kidding? What's wrong with you? Is it that Su Anran is coming to be a demon again? But she can't turn over any waves, it's just a thing. I believe that the strategy value measured by the system, whether it is in the Shangshu mansion or Shui Su's heart, she can't compare to you by a hair. I lowered my eyes. I believe it. But people are sometimes so stubborn. It's like a thorn, which will make people's hearts feel uncomfortable. Bai Yujin didn't care because she treated this place as a game, and couldn't shake herself with anything. But now, I'm really interested in it. And the uncomfortable speed makes people bend down. The screen is cut off. I found myself crying. The tears seemed to be unstoppable. 4. I called the system. What is the current strategy value? The host, whether it was the Shangshu mansion or Shui Su, stopped at 90% and did not move again. It comforted, 90% is already high. I didn't speak. Since my cousin Su Anran came last year, I have quarreled with them a lot. He changed his usual quiet and gentle temperament and became even a little aggressive. Favorability has never risen again. I never ask again, it's just a number, I know they love me very much. The system persuaded me, host, sometimes you bow your head, and your favorability will be full. I refused. At that time, I thought, after all, I didn't want to go back. System, is the 10 million bonus still counted? Of course. I breathed a sigh of relief. 10 million, what family can't find it? What men can't buy? I kept my eyes open until dawn. There was a noise at the door very early. When I got up, the maidservants who served all bowed their heads, and did not dare to speak. Just as I was wondering, the second brother Sushing stood in front of me. The two haven't said a few good words for a long time, and he hesitated. Third sister, you look so good today, it's just how this hairpin is pitted, it's not good looking. I'll buy you another. I touched the hosta on my hair, and let out a slow sigh. This is what the second brother gave it. At that time Su Anran wanted to grab it, you asked me to give it to her, and she fell to the ground. His face was a little not good, and I continued. I've been cultivating it myself for a long time. Seeing me walking into the lobby, he whistled. Third sister, there must be a lot of fish in the river today, why don't we go? I stopped, didn't you hate being with me the most before? Not far away, Su Anran ran out happily. Second brother. You are here. I am the first in the palace examination. I slowly looked at the awkward face behind me. Oh, it turns out that I was brushed off, and he was afraid that I would be uncomfortable. In the lobby, Dad sat on the upper seat drinking tea, and couldn't see his expression clearly. I saluted, dare to ask Lord Shangshu, is there anything wrong with my paper? He didn't speak. The eldest brother sitting on the side spoke quietly. Jingma, don't blame your father, I reported it, there is a corner on the side of your paper. The roll is unclean, for you, it is not a trivial matter. He frowned, you think about things on weekdays, and you are too lazy. That's right. Dad walked down, his tone a little difficult. You can go again for next year's female official assessment. I looked at the cheering girl on the side. Su Anran shrank behind him. Are you going to doubt me? I was originally sent to the fence, and I couldn't afford to mess with the serious young lady. How could I have this blessing? Without relatives, how can a young lady like you understand? Her eyes were filled with tears. As if this matter is so accustomed to it. When my mother heard this, her face was heavy. I said slowly, I don't have any relatives either. It's about the same as you, it's quite pitiful. The voice was very small, only the eldest brother Sujiang next to him changed his face. 5. Kyomo. I interrupted and looked around. Ask seriously, Dad, are you happy? He turned his face away, naturally, I want to be happy for her, and the whole house will be honored. I breathed a sigh of relief. His eyebrows were curved, then I won't feel uncomfortable, Dad, I want you to be happy every day. Be happy, don't be sad about my departure. Everyone was stunned. The powerful ministers of the two dynasties, Lord Shangshu, who had always been solemn, suddenly covered his face and were speechless. Favorability is rising. Walking out of the house, I seriously faced the world for the first time. 16 years of living in a place that I consider the perfect home. Shui Su is right, I don't want to leave, I don't want to face the reality of my parents who died in a car accident and have no support for myself. But since the dream is not perfect, it is time to wake up. When I picked up the inkstone, Su Jiang slowly stepped forward from behind. He was light. Third sister, you are lying. You are obviously uncomfortable now, right? I met his gaze. He seemed to want to explain, but was interrupted by me. Big brother, you came just in time, pick an inkstone for me. I lowered my eyes and rummaged through them carelessly. My first inkstone was given by you. Su Jiang paused and squeezed his hanging hand tightly. I smiled and said, give me an inkstone, and I will forgive my brother, okay? It took a long time for him to hum softly. Bought me one of the most expensive. Favorability is rising. Hey, why is the host? I couldn't distinguish the expression. He was guilty, and I wasn't angry with him just now. I looked at Su Zhong's back in front of me. As soon as his hand loosened, the inkstone of 1,000 taels of silver accidentally smashed to the ground. Swim outside, eat rice sugar cakes and carve clay figures. I had a good chat with my mother in this world. She was graceful and luxurious all her life, and her husband loved her. The only knot in my heart was my sister who died early. When she looked at me silently and shed tears for the third time. My heart also shed tears. Mother, don't cry. Do you want to help Su Anran ask me for something again? We are mother and daughter, and I haven't given you what you want. She almost choked up but unexpectedly asked about another thing. Will you go? I was silent, still the same sentence. If someone treats me well, I just won't give up. She relaxed, and ran 3 promises. The last one, I want her to marry the person of her choice. I didn't speak. My mother held my hand tightly. This is the last time. I will try my best to make up for my failure to you in the future. She became more and more speechless. She grew up watching us and knew that I embroidered my first sachet for Shui Isu at the age of 9. Knowing that I worked hard to be admitted to the female official, I also wanted to walk side by side with Shui Isu. I know that when Shui Isu was a child, in order to protect me from a candied ha, he fought with several children and lay in bed for 3 days. She knew that the two of us had never missed anything important from each other. I breathed a sigh of relief. Helpless, mother, it's just a matter of changing the marriage contract, it doesn't have to be so difficult. They are a good match, congratulations. The lady of the Shangshu seemed to be in disbelief. Jingma. Are you serious? Don't worry, you are my daughter, without this position of the crown princess, I will choose a better. For you. Isn't the current prince one less side concubine? I went to the queen mother to intercede, and help you become a flat wife in the future, or the little general guarding the border, he also likes you. I smiled and listened to her one by one. Favorability is rising. The system was silent for a moment. Host, your central nervous system is dysfunctional of monoamine neurotransmitters. So. Host, you are sad right now. Its words almost forced my tears out. My throat is very sore. I picked up the teacup in front of me and desperately suppressed the sourness in my eyes. If you can't cry, your mother will feel guilty and she will be sad. I hate her sometimes, but I love her. Congratulations to the host, the progress of the Shangshu Mansion Group pet daughter strategy mission is 100%. I muttered. Then there is Shui Isu. 6. When I returned to the house, it was already afternoon, and Shui Isu was still leaning outside waiting for me. He has always been patient. He lazily pulled out a piece of grass and teased the horse in front of him, holding a pot of soju and Jean Gilu's pastries. Can't you give me something to eat? I've loved this dim sum for a long time. Su Anran lifted the corner of his skirt and stepped on his feet to grab it. Shui Isu smiled and lifted the bag high. Don't make trouble, this is for Jingma, your sister was promoted to female official today. She didn't take it. It's me. The girl stomped her feet angrily, the pastry is mine, and you are too. As soon as these words came out, both of them were stunned for a moment. Shui Isu turned around and happened to see me. He immediately spread his hands, his peach blossom eyes shining. Jingma, you can't blame me for this, right? I also learned from him. Stand your hands, helplessly. Don't blame you, and don't come to me in the future. Your fiancé has been replaced. The joy on Su Anran's face has not yet overflowed. Shui Isu sneered, and the wine and rice cakes in his hands smashed to the ground. Oh? Who else? She deserves it too. Before I went in, he pulled my wrist tightly. I struggled and he pressed me against the wall with his backhand. I didn't forget to put my hand behind my head carefully. Jingma, haven't you always dreamed of marrying me? His voice was low. You want to break your word? Shui Su looked at me steadily, and gently brushed the corners of my eyes with the pads of his fingers. Liar. He has always been meticulous. Jingma, what happened? Tell me, I'll take you back. Su Anran pinched the corner of her skirt, a little flustered. I couldn't help but glance at her. Shui Su raised his eyebrows and breathed a sigh of relief. No, just because of a female official, right? He smiled and shook his head. Let go of me. It's still a child's temper. There is an assessment of female officials every year, let alone why are you taking this exam? It's a big deal, I begged the emperor's grandmother to let you be a playboy. Yes, a noble family like him. How can you understand me? I was calm, I want to study, this has nothing to do with you. Shui Su was helpless. Okay, but this matter has nothing to do with Anran, right? Although I can spoil you unconditionally, isn't it not good for an innocent little girl? He said tentatively. I understand your eldest brother, the famous favorite sister madman, if he judges you unqualified, then. Su Anran's face showed a hint of pride. I didn't look at her, my eyes were through this red-walled mansion. It seems to be in a daze. He was still reluctant to touch Su Anran. I interrupted him gently. Shui Su, aren't you going to take me to hunt horses? Do you still count? 7. I want to talk to him alone about the last words. Su Anran was dissatisfied. If you don't get promoted to female official, what? You learn to hunt. Shoo. Shui Su raised a good-looking smile and looked at me fixedly. In the past, every time I changed the topic, it meant that I didn't want to fight anymore, and I admitted defeat. The words were said to Su Anran. Your sister is sad, she can't leave me, I'll take you there tomorrow, let's go. Su Anran bit his lip and left unwillingly. Before leaving, he didn't look at me and muttered softly. No, ancient women were hypocritical, just like a female official who wanted her to die with a lifeless. I couldn't help but touch my face. Is it so fast? Shui Su looked at me worriedly. Your face is very pale. This is the horse I gave you. I stroked the tethered white horse. At that time, you said it was too delicate, not majestic enough, and not in line with your style. He was stunned for a moment, but still answered with a smile. Yes, riding and riding behind, I found that I liked it quite a bit, get used to it. He whistled and got on his horse. Reach out and pull it towards me. Hold tight. Shui Su took me all the way through the streets and alleys to the horse hunting ground in the suburbs. He held his bow and tilted his head to me. Do you want that rabbit? Make you a pair of plush gloves. I shook my head. Take the bow and arrow from his hand. Let me try it. Will you? Do you want me to teach you? I shook my head, and the first arrow hit the peach blossom tree. The sky is full of peach blossoms. Shui Su, do you remember the first time we met, I told you that I didn't belong to this era? He patted the petals on his shoulder. I remember you told me the story of your place, saying that every girl can be independent and not rely on others. His eyes flashed with distress. You said that you have been unlucky since you were a child, and there is no one at home. But fortunately, you're here. I didn't react. I said, by Eugen and I came to this world to do a mission, and we will leave after the mission is completed. I squinted my eyes, and the second arrow shot into a stone crevice next to the tree. A gray rabbit suddenly came out. Shui Su paused, and the smile withdrew. But you also said that you won't leave, will you? Everything changes. I said lightly. Aimed at the gray rabbit. Let go, and the sharp arrow pierces its chest. Shui Su narrowed his eyes and looked over, obviously stunned for a moment. Like I never told you that I could shoot arrows, you never thought about it. I threw my bow. Last March, you took Su Anran on a hunt. I would love to follow you, but you said you were worried about me because I couldn't shoot arrows or ride horses. I cried for a long time afterwards, and I secretly got up every night to practice archery. He looked at me, obviously a little flustered. I lowered my head. As a result, in March of the following year, you still took Sue Anran with you. Because she cried, you said you can't pamper me too much, and you want to punish me a little. Tears dripped out and were wiped away by me indifferently. You say you don't care about her at all every time, but you choose her carelessly every time. Because you think it's a joke, I always rely on you, and I do like you very much, and I want to be with you. You know no one has ever been nice to me before, I'm not like by Eugen. The tears were wiped more and more. But now I know that you look down on me. By Eugen can go, but do you think I can't do without you? Shui Su's whole person suddenly became very scared. His hands were shaking, and he stepped forward and hugged me tightly. Don't say this is good, I'm wrong, don't be like this. I showed a sly smile. You think I can't live without you, so you deceived the system and deceived me, and your heart rate has always been 100%. So now, I can go. Congratulations to the host for completing the task and preparing to break away from. Countdown, 10, 9. My body gradually became a little empty. He stumbled to the ground, but he couldn't hold me up. Withdraw the heart rate value. Withdraw. Why is there still no response? His eyes turned red, and his low voice had a bit of morbid madness. I closed my eyes. To this day, he still wants to trap me. Jingma, are you going to give up on everyone, including me? I was speechless. 3, 2, 1. No. The last thing I heard was his painful wailing. 8. Congratulations to the host, it took 16 years and 8 months to complete the strategy mission, and it was hit on your card within 10 million and 12 hours. I wish you a happy life. With the disappearance of mechanical sounds. With a burst of dizziness, I slowly fell from the sky. Bai Yujin cheered and hugged me tightly. Jingma. Welcome home. I know you're the best. How is it, isn't it cool, see them regret it, and slap green tea in the face hard. I smiled, it's okay. I gently pushed her away. Don't talk about this, I'm hungry. She patted her chest, tell me, what do you want to eat, you're welcome. I just want to eat a bowl of noodles. Bai Yujin poked my head, stupid, what kind of noodles do you eat, haven't you eaten enough? Eat barbecue. And then I'll take you to a nightclub. Isn't Shui Isu a little better looking? What kind of man can't find it if there are 10 million? She whistled. I thought for a while, yes, I'm about to fall in love. She jumped up excitedly, pulled me up and ran. Let's go, 10,000 years Ironwood has finally enlightened, and it has moved my old mother to death. I added slowly. Be gentle, it's best to be a little dark-bellied, I like the loose and lazy style. It's best to be rich, well, let's be handsome. Bai Yujin, okay, you greedy girl have such high requirements. Late at night, I took out the key and opened the door. Simple and small rental house. There are even takeaway boxes on the table that day. It made me feel like I was in a dream. After washing up, I lay on the bed and immediately booked a high-rise apartment. The next day, I stopped in front of an orphanage. Picked the one who fought the most fiercely. The girl lowered her indifferent eyebrows and eyes. I squatted down and asked him, child, can you help me fight? She poked her head suspiciously. Help me fight, whoever bullies me, you will beat them up and always stand by my side, are you willing? She seemed to be hearing this request for the first time. Asked very quietly. Then do I have a home? I'm also a little happy. Yes, I also have a family. A few days later, I went to find the young owner of the noodle restaurant downstairs. He often secretly watched me and quietly added a lot of beef to my noodles each time. The two have added WeChat before. His name is Gu Jingjiao, and he has helped me a lot. I bent my eyes and sucked my face with satisfaction. I like it. He blushed. I lowered my head. You look a lot like one of my brothers. The voice was very soft, he didn't hear it. Can you be my brother? I really want a home. He was stunned. I counted with my fingers. A family with brothers, sisters and sisters is very complete. Okay. Gu Jingjiao smiled, then my brother asked my sister to eat noodles. I can't refuse. I nodded obediently. We really seem to live as a family. Gu Jingjiao is very good at cooking, and is even proficient in repairing water pipes. He is also a teacher, teaching mathematics. The little girl's name is Lu Jump. She is possessive, very protective of her shortcomings, and is very affectionate to me. Every time Gu Jingjiao tutored the land jumping operation, he would be so angry that he had a heart attack. I laughed so hard that I rolled in bed. When my girlfriend Bai Yujin hugged a few male models to see me, I was also amazed. 3 strangers with different surnames are so harmonious and cordial that they have become a family. I also tried to fall in love a few times. Gu Jingjiao's face did not change color. This is not good, ugly, this is too fancy, this is too short. I thought, it seems to make some sense. At the end of January, in the cold winter month, I ate my family's Chinese New Year's Eve dinner for the first time. I just pulled Bai Yujin out of bed. Eat Chinese New Year's Eve dinner with me. At this moment, a system that has not been seen for a long time appears. He was a little tired and struggled. Host, the world has collapsed. I paused and continued to wash the vegetables. Bai Yujin jumped up from the sofa. What? My dogman rebelled and dug up my body? No. It was the prince who rebelled, and everyone didn't expect that his presence in this plot was actually not high. It glanced at me. The Shangshu mansion, which has always been fair and solemn, forged an imperial edict and took advantage of this to fuel the situation. I slowly said, oh, why? Shui Isu needs divine elixirs, many elixirs and mystics. Bai Yujin was silent. Isn't it so affectionate? He will gather the strength of the whole nation to raise you up. The system said lightly, for a passerby who is destined to be lonely, 100% of the strategy value, can you not love it to death? It looked at me. I'm sorry host, I didn't want to come to you, but everyone who looks like you, has a personality like yours, and has the same name as you, didn't last for 3 days. The system showed me a video. Shui Isu lazily wiped the blood from the sword. On the ground are all tragic women who died miserably. Suddenly, as if he realized something, his eyes locked the camera tightly. System, I know you're watching. I'm still that request. Let Jingma come back and attack me again, otherwise, I will destroy this world. The picture makes a clicking sound. It's still 10 million, if you don't want to. I raised my eyebrows and squatted down to touch Lu Jump's head. Do you want to live in a big villa? I want to. I said casually. Jump, remember to help me beat those bad guys. Gu Jingjiao's face did not change. I can cook, take me. Okay, I curled my lips and said that it was fake not to hold a grudge. I am back. 9. This time I went back to use a modern appearance and no one knew me. The system showed us to be transported to the outer city. Lu Jump was very strange and wanted to eat that candied haw. When she pulled me over, an old lady from a noble family stopped in front. The old lady was silent for a long time and took out an ingot of gold. I bought them all, my daughter likes them. Lu Jump said, bought them all. The boss was extremely respectful. I'm sorry, little girl, this is a nobleman from the Duke's mansion, I can't afford to offend him. I coaxed. It's okay, I'll do it, I'll show you a hand later. Over there, the old lady who was being helped into the carriage trembled. She looked back at me suddenly. I looked at her for a while and looked away. Girl. Do you like to eat too? I smiled and waved my hand. No, I don't like it much now, it's too tiresome. A tear flowed out of the corner of her eye. The maid next to her became panicked. Madam, madam. I turned away a little strangely. Should I know her? The system looked back. Host, I forgot to tell you that in a short period of time, things and stars move. 20 years have passed in this world. I paused. So, the Duchess just now is your former mother. I lowered my head. I don't have a mother. I only have my brother and sister. Suddenly, a peach was thrown at me from behind. Gu Jingjiao quickly pulled me away. A man in purple, in his 30s, was whistling at me. Yo, young master, I see that you are very kind. Will you accompany me to catch grasshoppers for 10 taels of silver? I raised my eyes to look at him, and simply refused. No, you like to throw grasshoppers on my skirt. His face changed suddenly. At this time, Lu Jump on the side jumped over and bit his hand. You are not allowed to bully my sister. Su Sheng shook his hand painfully. Where did the dead child come from? Who is your sister? She is my own sister, how could I bully her? Fart. My sister said she only has one brother. Lu Jump proudly crossed his waist. It's my brother in the suburbs of Beijing. The man's eyes were stunned. He suddenly felt pain. Jingma, you don't want the second brother anymore. I don't care if I have a street stall. The second brother prefers other sisters, and the second brother always thinks I'm rigid and boring. He had to explain something more. I interrupted. I didn't come back to see you, I still have something to do, so I'll leave first. Su Shenghong stood in the distance. But he didn't dare to stop me. Go back to the house when you have time, everyone misses you very much. Lu Jump followed me and asked curiously. Is there a fun place in the house? It's not fun, I have a sister who can eat children. I took her hand. Walking in the direction of the palace, it's important to hurry. But this destiny has to be ridiculous. I didn't want to see my former relatives and friends again, but they came out one after another. Wrapped around me, seamless and undrilled. Jingma. When I heard this shallow voice, I closed my eyes. How did the eldest brother recognize my 10? Su Jiang, dressed in a red official uniform, walked down from the carriage. He was the first to recognize me, but his face was the calmest and most indifferent. It seems that I have long expected that I will definitely come back. Maybe it's telepathy between brother and sister. I raised my eyes, and when my eyes met, I suddenly realized that I really hated his eternal calm look. Jingma, Su Anren is dead, do you still blame us? My eyelashes trembled and I let out a slow sigh. Sorry, please let me go. His expression moved slightly, and there was movement in the carriage. A cute woman came out and looked at me curiously. Are you Sister Jingma? She stretched out her hand. Su Jiang, he often talks to me about you, he. I stretched out my hand to interrupt and smiled. Hello, sister-in-law. She was not annoyed and held the baby in her arms. Come on, Moer, this is your aunt, isn't she the same as your father? She is very beautiful. The child stretched out a small hand. Tentatively grabbed my clothes. A sense of complexity welled up in my heart. I touched his head. Well, it's cute. Su Jiang looked at me calmly. I gently broke the child's fingers. Goodbye. The eldest brother's eyes suddenly darkened. He was still very calm. Goodbye. Let them pass. The guards outside the palace gate respectfully stepped aside. Until my figure gradually disappeared into the palace walls. Only then did I hear a faint sigh behind. Take care. The system said, Host, don't blame your father, it's not that he doesn't come to see you, he died of illness 10 years ago. I was silent. I didn't ask you. He scratched his head and disappeared. I guessed, forget it if I guessed wrong. At this time, the sun is just right. Peach blossom trees are planted everywhere in the palace walls. Graceful and falling on my face. I suddenly remembered something. Gu Jingjiao, you take Lu Jump to the side to play first. He paused. I can help you. knowing his clear and sincere thoughts on me. My voice was soft. It's not that I don't believe you, I'm just a little hungry now, and I want to be able to eat the food you cooked later. Okay, come back early. As soon as they left, several guards with knives appeared. Please, my lady. Shut up. I don't like that title. I suddenly got angry. They were stunned and knelt down quietly. I left coldly, only to find that the maid eunuchs along the way had knelt all the way. Respectful and pious. Without exception, they wore red palace robes. There are peach blossoms everywhere, and the smell that I used to like is now disgusting. I don't want to see it for a moment. I lifted my skirt and started running. So what does Shuisu mean? Let me re-attack him. Attack him, a scheming person who has been hiding in the city for many years. Let me give in to him again. I said goodbye and never wanted to see you again. Obviously he chose Su Anran, they have nothing to do with each other, and they don't disturb each other, right? When he thinks of Shuisu, he will deliberately blame himself in pain and say, Jingma, you will be a noble concubine in the future, Su Anran is dead, I will bury her as the queen, and we will live a good life in the future, okay? I gasped and pushed open the palace door. What came into view was a wood carving that was so perfect that it was not bad at all. The woman wore a blue dress and a bamboo umbrella. There was blood everywhere, Su Anran was tied to the side, his face was full of tears, and his breath was dying. The wood carving was not stained at all. That was me, the first time I met him. I was stunned. 11. The system screamed, damn. Su Anran is not dead. But was Shuisu locked up in retaliation? He shrank, it's so miserable, worse than the previous raiders. Heh, how many raiders are you? Shuisu didn't even look back. Quietly and seriously carving wood carvings. There was cold cruelty in his eyes. Tisk, I've said it, ask your system not to send the strategy girl, it's useless, get out of here. I stood still, looking at Su Anran lying on the ground with interest. She whined angrily. Oh? The tongue was cut off. A chill appeared in my heart, Shuisu really hid deeper than I thought. Aren't you leaving? Then let me see what special strengths you have. Sure, you look a little more like her, you can leave a whole corpse. He slowly turned around and approached me. Looking at me, who looked like me, his eyes flashed with confusion. It's not good to kill, you will be paid for your life. Immediately, his face changed drastically. He stumbled back a few steps and took a deep breath. Jingma, are you here? Shuisu's lips rippled with a soft smile. It's like welcoming an old friend who has been reunited for a long time, smiling and asking if you want to come over for tea. He didn't wear a dragon robe and had no decorations. It was the bright red robe that I deliberately gave him 3 years ago. I hugged my shoulders. Don't drink tea, don't reminisce, and also, this wood carving is very ugly, don't carve it. He doesn't speak. I looked at him intently. Time has indeed passed for a long time. He already had fine lines at the corners of his eyes, and his hair was. When he turned around completely, I was so frightened that I took a step back. Is your hair all white? He seemed a little annoyed. I'm sorry, Jingma, I originally planned to dye it back with ink paste. I must make sure everything is perfect when I see you. Shuisu's eyes sparkled. But I didn't expect it, you came early. He seemed very happy and threw down the carving knife in his hand. Come to me. Jingma, so you want to see? I raised my eyebrows and deliberately stabbed him with a knife. I don't want to, I feel disgusted when I see you. I have almost forgotten about this world, you don't know, I have 10 million. I have a home again. I proudly crossed my waist. They treat me better, I'm happier. His figure was a little shaky. He smiled bitterly, really. If it weren't for that 10 million, I wouldn't have come to attack you, I regret dying. Shui Su's face became painful, and he stretched out his hand. I thought he was going to draw his sword. As a result, he just hugged me very lightly. Choked. Jingma, will they hug you like this? Do they know that you are particularly afraid of the cold? Do you know that your favorite is red, but I'm embarrassed to say it? He smiled. Do you know that you actually picked this dress you gave me? You actually picked it for a long time, but it was said to be ugly and deliberately threw it to me. My heart hurts and itches. The wound like a scab was quietly cracked again. I pulled out the hairpin and stuck it on his chest. Get out. So what if you know these things? You have lied to me for so long, I hate you to death. Shui Su didn't hide, he leaned closer to me. Stroke my eyebrows. Jingma, I'm old, you are still so beautiful. Only then did I realize that his eyes were abnormally blood red. Even with eyesight, it's not fast. The system was amazed and interjected. Host, he deserves it. In fact, on the day you leave, the young prince will turn gray overnight. Some people said that you were a blood-sucking spirit, so the prince smiled and took out a long knife, killed many people, and splashed it on his face. It glanced at it again, so, his eyes are also red now. 12. Notice my gaze. Shui Su seemed to be very cramped. He covered his eyes. Jingma, don't look. It's ugly. The sun was setting outside the window, and I looked away, as if I was really impatient. Who cares? I wiped the watercolor off my face. I know, since I'm here, you probably won't let me go. I laughed badly. But I'm going to see, I'm going to laugh at you, I'm going to disgust you. You have no idea how bad I felt when I first said I wanted to leave. It's a pity that you are all laughing at me. I also think it's ridiculous. I spread my hands. It doesn't matter, you threaten me with strategy points, right? The big deal is that I will die here with you. I leaned close to his ear and whispered. Even if I die, I will ask the system to take my body away. Don't dirty my reincarnation. Shui Su looked at me blankly, and suddenly cried a little. I watched him collapse quietly. Impatiently raised Erlang's legs. Are you done crying? Don't you want me to reattack you? Well, let's start with our first meeting. It seems to be a long bridge. I borrowed an umbrella from you, I won't borrow it this time. I want to go home quickly. Shui Su suddenly raised his head. Jingma, you don't have to do everything over again, because from the first time we met, my heart value for you is 100%. It still is, it has never changed. Between us, there is no need to reattack at all. I say that just because I want to see you. I frowned, and he plunged his long sword into his chest. Difficultly, then, I want to say sorry. He tried with all his strength to grab my hand, but I dodged him. Yes, I really didn't have anything, but the strategy was successful, and I got a bonus of 10 million. And out, Shui Su held the stone carving's hand tightly. Whether it's love or hate, I want you to remember me for the rest of my life. Jingma, for the rest of your life, don't forget. I watched him quietly and closed his eyes. Maybe. But who can tell what the future holds? It was evening when he left the palace, and Gu Jingjiao heated the meal over and over again. And Lu Jump ran towards me happily holding a candied haw.